The kitchen smelled like burned coffee grounds and a trail of bad choices. I looked at the empty chair where my wife should have been. I turned 43 today. My name is Mike Harris. I fix other people's machines for a living, but I could not get my own marriage to run right. Happy birthday, Mike, I said into the quiet. I scraped my rubbery eggs into the disposal and listened to the grinder chew up the morning. Ashley came in wearing the designer dress I bought her last anniversary. It was supposed to help her feel confident. Maybe it also made her feel free to walk all over me. "Oh, Mike, about tonight," she said, digging through her purse. "I cannot make your birthday dinner. Brandon will be at the restaurant with clients, and that would be awkward." Brandon was her college ex. They reconnected 6 months ago. She swore she had blocked him after I said I was not comfortable with their friendship. "You mean the Brandon you promised to cut off?" I asked. I kept my voice level. 2 decades with Ashley taught me that raising my voice only gave her a reason to call me unreasonable. She rolled her eyes. "You are paranoid. He is only a friend. Besides, I already told Kayla I would meet her for drinks. Girls' night." Kayla never liked me. She was the loud friend who said a marriage is about independence and that a husband is a problem to manage. "Right," I said. "Girls' night on my birthday. Do not be dramatic. We will celebrate tomorrow," she said, giving me a hollow kiss on the cheek. "Big presentation. I have to run." Her heels clicked across the hardwood I refinished last summer while she was working late. Something cold settled in my chest. It was not anger, not yet. It was the hard kind of understanding that shows up when you stop lying to yourself. I headed to the garage workshop to kill time before dinner. Oil and metal usually calmed me. Not today. My phone buzzed. It was Tyler, my part-time helper at Harris Electronics. "Happy birthday, boss. You coming in or taking the day off with the missus?" he asked. "Change of plans," I said. "Ashley is busy. Mind if I swing by the shop?" "Of course. Want me to grab a six-pack? We can close early." Tyler was 25 and still believed in loyalty. I envied that. "Do me a favor instead," I said. "Ashley loves the Harborview Grill. Drive past around 7 o'clock. I want to check something." "Everything okay?" "Probably not, but it will be." I spent the day doing simple fixes for strangers. A coffee maker that would not brew. A laptop that refused to start. A television stuck on a sickly green screen. Each problem had a clear cause and a clean solution. Marriage was not like that. When marriage breaks, it means lawyers and lines on a map. At 6:30, Tyler called. "You are not going to like this," he said. "I already do not," I said. "Tell me." "She is here, but not with Kayla," he said. "She is with a slick guy in a sharp suit. They are holding hands across the table. Real cozy." "Brandon." "Of course. Did they see you?" "No. I am across the street. Do you want pictures?" "No. Thanks, Tyler. I will handle it." I did not handle it, at least not yet. I drove home and did something I had never done in 20 years of marriage. I opened Ashley's laptop. She left it on the kitchen counter, probably rushing to her girls' night. The password was still our anniversary date. Either she was careless or she wanted to be caught. A small part of me hoped she felt guilty. It did not take long. A folder named Travel Plans held the truth. There were photos of Ashley and Brandon at restaurants all over town. The 2 of them at a cabin I did not recognize. The 2 of them in a bed that was not ours. Ashley wore lingerie I had never seen. The timestamps went back 3 months. That covered a season of late nights, girls' nights, and calling me paranoid. The messages were worse. Brandon wrote, "I cannot wait to get you alone this weekend. Tell your husband you are visiting your sister." Ashley wrote, "Handled. He is clueless. It is almost sad. Sometimes I wonder what I ever saw in him." Brandon wrote, "Not for much longer. We will make it official soon." Ashley wrote, "I just need to sort out the divorce strategy. My lawyer says if I can claim emotional abuse, I will do better in the settlement." Brandon asked, "Is he abusive?" Ashley replied, "He will be by the time I am finished." I took screenshots of everything. 20 years beside me, and she was drawing up plans to bury me for a man she had been sleeping with for 3 months. He probably saw her as a midlife thrill. My phone rang. "Ashley." "Hey, honey," she said. "I will be late. Kayla has drama with her boyfriend." "Sure thing," I said, steady as a metronome. "Take your time. I have plenty to keep me busy." "You are not mad about dinner, are you? We will do something special tomorrow." "I promise," Ashley said. Promises. From a woman who had been lying for months and practicing how to paint me as abusive in divorce court. "I am not mad," I said. "I am disappointed." "Do not be like that. You know I love you, right? Yes, I said, looking at the photos on her laptop. I know exactly how much. After she ended the call, I sat at the kitchen table and let the quiet settle in like dust. Ashley figured I was clueless. Brandon figured I was soft. Kayla never hid her contempt. Maybe half the town had me pegged as a middle-aged fool who could not see past his own nose. They were about to find out otherwise. I packed a small bag and checked into the Maplewood Inn, a no-frills motel near my shop. The desk clerk was Evan, who had graduated with my helper, Tyler. He looked up from a paperback. "Hey, Mr. Harris, fixing the ice machine again?" "Something like that," I said. "I need one room for a few days. Everything okay at home?" "It will be." The next morning, I did something I had not done in 5 years. I called in sick to my own shop. Tyler could handle the easy repairs. I had bigger work to do, slow, careful, and aimed at weak points. My first stop was Delaney's Tavern, a plain bar where the coffee is strong, the gossip is stronger, and the bartender knows every story worth knowing. Joan Delaney had been pouring drinks for 2 decades, had survived 3 divorces, and had 0 patience for cheaters of any kind. "Well, look who wandered in," she said as I slid onto a stool at 10 in the morning. "Should you not be at work, birthday boy?" "I took the day," I said. "Ashley and I have issues." Joan poured coffee without asking. Would those issues have anything to do with her and that real estate peacock, Brandon Whitman? So it was not just Tyler who had noticed. "You know about that?" "Everyone does. Except you, apparently." She leaned in, elbows on the wood. "They have been sloppy for months. Holding hands at the movies. Acting like teenagers at the grocery store. Your wife is not as clever as she thinks she is. And she has been telling folks you are controlling and paranoid. Kayla is spreading it, too. Most people with a working brain are not buying it. You are many things, Mike, but abusive is not one of them." The picture snapped into focus. Ashley was not only cheating. She was sanding down my good name to fit the story she wanted to tell in court. The emotionally abusive husband who could not handle his wife having male friends. "Hypothetically," I said, "if a man wanted the truth to come out, how would he make that happen?" Joan grinned, a coffee and nicotine smile. "Hypothetically? Fight fire with fire. She has been dirty for months. Show her what dirty really looks like." Late in the morning, I mapped out Brandon's routine. His office sat in the shiny part of downtown, glass, chrome, and rented art. The walls were lined with cheesy posters about closing the deal. He drove a red BMW convertible with vanity plates that read, "Sold it," the kind of car that shouts midlife crisis from a block away. At 12:15, Ashley's silver Lexus pulled up. She practically skipped inside. 20 minutes later, they walked out together and headed to lunch at the same place as the night before. I followed at a quiet distance, taking photos of the hand-holding and the kisses in public. Nothing illegal. Just proof for when she tried to claim the relationship started after a separation. While they ate, I drove to Brandon's building. Harborview Towers, the priciest address in town, the kind of place that charges extra for the privilege of looking down on people. The garage was open to residents and guests. I did not see any cameras. His BMW sat in spot 47. I did not touch a thing. Not yet. The space next to his was empty, but a fresh oil-stained spread like a dark map. Whoever parked there came often and leaked. Ashley's Lexus had been dripping for months, and she had ignored every offer I made to fix it. My phone rang. "Tyler, feeling better, boss? A couple of repairs might need your touch." "I will come in an hour," I said. "Hey, do you still know that friend at the cell phone store? The one who helped us recover photos for Mrs. Carter after she dropped her phone in the sink?" "Dylan. Why?" "I may need help with a data recovery project. Completely legal." "Of course. He is discreet." "Good. Set it for tomorrow." I spent the afternoon at Harris Electronics turning screws while my mind worked the bigger plan. Ashley thought she was playing chess while I was playing checkers. She was about to learn I saw the entire board. At 5 o'clock, a text from Ashley arrived. "Working late again. Do not wait up." "No problem," I replied. "I love you." The lie slid out easy. I had learned from an expert. Instead of going back to the motel, I parked across from the Harborview Grill. At 7 o'clock sharp they arrived, fingers laced like kids, and asked for a table on the patio. I called Joan. "Are you busy tonight?" "Never too busy for good theater," she said. "What do you need?" "Dinner at Harborview. My treat." Joan showed up 20 minutes later, dressed in her Sunday best, and wearing a look that said she lived for nights like this. We took a table inside with a clean view of the patio. Ashley and Brandon were so wrapped up in each other they never noticed us. Look at them, Joan said, sawing into her steak. Acting like they invented cheating. Your wife has nerve. She always has, I said. I just refuse to see it. So what is your move? March out there and make a scene? Not here. That would only feed her story that I am unstable. I will give her what she wants, which is a divorce, but not on her terms. Joan raised her glass. To justice, served cold. We finished eating and slipped out before they did. I drove Joan back to her bar, then returned to my room at the Maplewood Inn and started laying bricks for what came next. The motel's wireless internet did its job. I opened a brand new email account and built a neat little dossier. Photographs, timestamps, names of witnesses, and screenshots of Ashley's messages. Then I went through our shared life and changed every single password. Bank accounts, credit cards, utilities, streaming services, the whole pile. She had always leaned on me to manage it all and never bothered to set up her own access. That was about to sting. A text came in from an unknown number. This is Ethan from Ashley's office. We met at the Christmas party. Can we talk? It is about your wife. Interesting. Ethan was the quiet guy from her floor. When and where? I wrote back. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Main Street Coffee. Come alone. Maybe her web was finally catching on her. I slept better than I had in months. Ethan was already there when I walked into the coffee shop, mid-30s, jumpy, holding a black coffee like it was a lifeline. Thanks for meeting me, he said. I was not sure I should get involved, but after what I heard yesterday. What did you hear? He glanced around the nearly empty room and leaned in. Ashley is telling people you are abusive. She says you monitor her phone, control the money, and threaten her friends. She even came in with a bruise and claimed you grabbed her. My stomach fell. I have never laid a hand on her. I know, he said, sliding his phone across the table. I saw her make the bruise herself. In the supply room. She hit her arm on the metal shelving. Then she walked out crying and said she needed to document it for her lawyer. He pushed a flash drive to me. The security cameras caught everything. I am the information technology guy. I pulled the clip and made a copy before anyone else noticed. There is more on the drive. Call logs with Brandon Whitman all day long. Emails about hotel meetups. She uses her work computer for it and does not even clear the history. I palmed the drive like it was a winning ticket. Why help me? Because she is a manipulator who has made my life miserable for 2 years, he said, voice rough. She tried to get me written up when I would not cover for her. Now she is pushing to have me fired. I do not want anything from you. I just want to see the truth catch up. He dropped cash on the table and stood. Be careful. Kayla thinks you are dangerous because that is what Ashley is feeding her. After he left, I sat and let the facts settle. Ashley was not just cheating. She was laying groundwork to brand me as an abuser, a fake bruise, whispered stories, and documentation. Now I had proof it was a setup. Better yet, I had a witness. My phone rang. Ashley. Mike, where are you? I came home and your things are gone. I am at the motel for a few days, I said. We both need space. Space? Why can I not get into our bank accounts? My password will not work. I changed them for security reasons, I said. Silence. When she spoke again, her tone turned hard. What is going on? You are scaring me. I am scaring you? That is rich, considering you are telling people I am abusive. I do not know what you are talking about. Sure you do. The same way you know nothing about Brandon. I know about the hotels, the photographs, the divorce plan. I know you made that bruise yourself. Another long pause. Then, quiet. Prove it. I will. In court, in front of everyone who matters. You wanted a game, Ashley. Game on. I ended the call. My hands shook, not from fear but from the shift. I had spent months reacting. Now I was on offense. Next stop was Harborview Towers. I wanted a closer read on Brandon's patterns. The garage hummed with midday traffic. Nobody looked twice at a middle-aged guy in work clothes. His red luxury convertible was gone. Ashley's silver Lexus sat in the space beside his, right where those fresh oil stains said she liked to park. New drops marked the concrete. The same leak her car had been leaving for months. She was spending her days in Brandon's building while I was at work. I took photographs of the puddle, the side-by-side spaces, and the lobby directory that listed Brandon Whitman, apartment 4B. It tied their timeline together. On my way out, I ran into Mrs. Ruth Collins, our elderly neighbor from a few streets over, wrestling with grocery bags. Mr. Harris, what are you doing here? Visiting a friend, I said, taking the bags from her. Let me help. You are a sweetheart. Ashley is lucky. She hesitated near the elevator. Between us, I am worried about her. I saw her here last week with a very handsome man. Well-dressed. They were close. It did not look like work. You are not out of line, Mrs. Collins. Thank you. Marriage is hard, Mike. It is worth the fight if both people try. Yes, ma'am. Some marriages are worth ending the right way, with the truth on paper. I finished the day at Harris Electronics turning screws and setting my next steps. Tyler had lined up his friend Dylan from the cell phone store for that evening. If Dylan was as good as promised, he could pull deleted data from Ashley's old phone, the one she dropped last month before replacing it. Around 6, Ashley started calling. I let each one roll to voicemail. She called 5 more times, each message more frantic. Mike, we need to talk. This is crazy. I love you. Please call me back. We can fix this. I am coming to the shop. We are settling this. Kayla says I should call the police. She thinks you are having a breakdown. Fine. Do not call me back, but you are making a huge mistake. The last message was different, flat, and cold. I try to do this the easy way. If you want difficult, I can do difficult. You have no idea what you are up against. I was starting to get the picture. Dylan turned out to be a skinny kid with thick glasses and steady hands. He set Ashley's old phone under a magnifier and worked the board with tiny tools. There is water damage, but the memory chip looks intact, he said. I can probably pull most of it, text messages, photographs, call logs, and application data. It may take a day or two. This is legal, right? It is my wife's phone on my plan, I said. I need to recover family photographs that went missing after it got wet. Family photographs. Understood, he said. He did not look convinced, but he kept it professional. I will call you when it is ready. I left the phone with him and drove back to the Maplewood Inn. Ashley's silver Lexus was in the lot. She sat on the steps outside my door, small and fragile on cue. If I had not known better, I might have felt sorry. Please, can we talk? We can, but not here, I said, nodding toward the diner across the street. Public and neutral. She wiped at tears that may or may not have been real and followed me. The diner was busy enough to give us cover and quiet enough to hear every word. She ordered a coffee she never touched and studied me like I was a stranger. I do not understand. Yesterday, we were married. Today, you are treating me like the enemy. Yesterday, I was in the dark. Today, I know what is going on. About what? That I have male friends? That I sometimes need space? About the fact that you have been sleeping with Brandon Whitman for 3 months while building a false abuse story for divorce court. Her mask slipped a fraction. I saw the cold metal underneath. You cannot prove any of that. I can prove all of it. Photographs, messages, witness statements, security footage. You were careless, or you wanted to be caught. What do you want? Money? I will give you half. I will give you more than half. I do not want your money. I want the truth in the open. I want every person who heard your lies to know exactly who you are. She leaned back, voice full of poison. You think you are clever. The little repairman who cracked the code. You have no idea who you are facing. I will grind you down. I will tell everyone you are a controlling loser. When I am finished, you will not have a business. You will not have friends. You will not have anything. Is that a threat? It is a promise. She stood, left me the bill, and walked out. Now I knew exactly what I was up against. Ashley was not only unfaithful, she was mean. She wanted to punish me for finding the truth. Her mistake was simple. She still thought I was the passive husband who would fold. Morning brought the first barrage. I woke to 17 missed calls and 43 text messages from friends, family, and customers. The message was the same in every one. Ashley spent the night crying on the phone, saying I threatened her, stole her money, and was having a breakdown. The most serious note came from Officer Jason Miller, an old high school friend who joined the police after graduation. Mike, I got a call from your wife last night, he said when we spoke. She says you threatened her, and she is afraid. I know you, and this does not sound right, but I have to follow up. Can you come by the station this morning to talk? So Ashley was moving to law enforcement. If she got me arrested, even if the charge was dropped, it would feed her story and hand her leverage. I called Jason on the drive over. Jason, it is Mike. I got your message. Thank you for calling back. She says you have been erratic, making threats, and controlling the money. I have never threatened my wife, I said. But I did uncover her affair, and I did change our account passwords to protect our assets. This is headed for divorce. An affair. 3 months with Brandon Whitman, the real estate guy. I have photographs, messages, and witness statements. She has been laying out a divorce plan and building an abuse narrative. A pause. You have proof? I do. I will bring it. The station was busy for a Thursday, but Jason met me in the lobby and took me to a small conference room. I spread out everything. The photographs, the messages Ethan pulled, the security clip of Ashley making that bruise herself. Jason paged through the stack, his eyebrows climbing higher with each page. Mike, she put you through a grinder, he said. Here's the deal. Filing a false report is a misdemeanor, and it is hard to prove unless she admits it. The defamation is a civil matter. What I can do is document all of this. If she tries to escalate, claims you hit her or made direct threats, we will have a record that she has been manufacturing a story. It is something, I said. It is more than something. My advice is to document everything. Every call, every text message, every conversation. And do not give her ammunition. No shouting matches. No scenes. What about my reputation? She is burning it down. You have an edge, Jason said. People here know you. 15 years fixing appliances, fair and straight. Ashley has rubbed folks the wrong way for a long time. He stood and gave my shoulder a steady squeeze. Watch your back. If she is this calculating, she will try to bait you. I will be careful. From the station, I drove to Harris Electronics. 3 customers waited on the sidewalk. Rumors travel faster than any delivery truck. I opened the door, did the work, and told folks I was fine. I said it was a messy divorce and their appliances were safe with me. Most people believed me. A few looked let down that there was no public fireworks. Around noon, Tyler pulled me aside. Boss, we have a problem. Brandon is calling around saying you threatened him at his place. He is telling people you are dangerous. Did he file a police report? Does not sound like it. He is just working the phones. Okay, I said. You know half the town. Tell the truth, straight. Ashley has been cheating with Brandon for months. Now they are smearing me to cover it. Do not gossip. Warn people they are being manipulated. I can do that, Tyler said. People hate being lied to, especially by rich types who think they live above the rules. Be careful. They will fight dirty. I can handle myself. That afternoon, Dylan called from the cell phone shop. Your wife's phone data is ready. You will want to see this. He was right. The recovered files were brutal. There were message threads between Ashley and Brandon going back 4 months about the affair, their future plans, and how to manage me. There were photographs of them together all over town and outside of town. Worst of all, there was a thread between Ashley and Kayla about building a case against me. Ashley, I need more examples of his controlling behavior. Kayla, emotional abuse is harder to prove than physical. That is what a lawyer will say. Ashley, he pays the bills. That is normal. I need something bigger. Kayla, record him when he raises his voice. Push his buttons and capture the reaction. Ashley, good. Or I could document bruises. Who can say where they came from? Premeditated fraud. Weeks before she gave herself that bruise at work. Dylan, I need multiple copies of everything, I said. Already done, he said, handing over several flash drives and a thick stack of printed pages. I do not know your wife, but these messages are messed up. I am starting to see the whole picture, I said. Back at the Maplewood Inn, I built a clean case file. Photographs, timestamps, witness notes, police paperwork, screenshots, and the security clip. It was enough not only to defend myself, but to pull the mask off her story. The only question was how to use it. Around 9 o'clock, Officer Jason Miller called. Mike, heads up. Ashley filed another report. She claims you broke into Brandon Whitman's apartment and vandalized his car. I have been at the motel all evening, I said. The desk clerk saw me. I ordered room service. There are receipts and cameras. Good. Because his red convertible is keyed and somebody put sugar in the fuel tank. He is naming you. It was not me, I said. I cannot say I am sorry it happened. Jason let out a short snort. Off the record, Brandon has earned a few hard lessons. But I have to investigate. I understand, I said. You will not find anything on me. Point is, she is escalating. Do not give her ammunition. When we ended the call, I sat on the edge of the bed and thought about that car. I had not touched it. I could guess who might have. Tyler had been sharing the truth, and Brandon is not loved in this town. It could have been anyone trying to send a message. Or it could have been Ashley herself, staging more pretend evidence of my violence. A text message came in from an unknown number. Stop trying to ruin my life, or you will regret it. Only warning. Brandon, trying to sound tough. I took a screenshot. I am not ruining your life. I replied. I am telling the truth about it. He fired back. Truth according to a pathetic loser who cannot satisfy his wife. Another screenshot. The truth according to cameras, phone records, and witnesses, I wrote. Thank you for the threats. My lawyer will love them. Silence. Maybe he finally remembered that message threads become evidence. At 11 o'clock, Ashley showed up at the motel with Kayla. Both of them were drunk and loud, weaving through the lot and hunting for my door number. Mike, I know you are here. We need to talk, Ashley shouted. I called Jason. Ashley and Kayla are here drunk and making a scene. I am staying in my room. If anyone calls it in, you will know what is happening. I will send a patrol. Do not engage. That is the plan. A cruiser rolled in about 10 minutes later. An officer I did not know, Officer Martinez, talked with them while Ashley waved her arms, probably spinning a story about me hiding. He finally walked them to Kayla's car and watched them leave. Then he knocked on my door. Mr. Harris? Officer Martinez. It sounds like you are having domestic issues. Yes, sir. We are separated. She is being dramatic. She says you are avoiding service and refusing to talk. I have been here 3 days. If someone wants to serve me, I am easy to find. I will talk in a lawyer's office with counsel present. That sounds reasonable, he said. Your wife was upset and drunk. I told her to go home and handle it through proper legal channels. Keep the drama down, please. We have enough real crime. Understood. Thank you. When the door clicked shut, the truth settled in. Ashley was going to keep pushing and keep trying to lure me into a scene she could use against me. The old version of me would have tried to fix it, swallowed the anger, and let her walk over me in the name of peace. That man is gone. I am done playing defense. I am going to fight, calm, documented, and all the way to the finish. When you corner a man who believes he has nothing left to lose, you had better be ready for what comes next. Friday morning, I was nursing a coffee at the diner when Joan Delaney slid into my booth grinning like she had just hit a jackpot. You are going to love this, she said, flashing her phone. Remember how I told you everyone knows about Ashley and Brandon? Someone just made sure everyone truly knows. A viral post on a social network filled her screen, a collage of photographs of Ashley and Brandon Whitman all over town, each marked with dates going back months. The caption read, "When your girl's night out includes Brandon Whitman. Poor Mike Harris deserves better." The share count climbed while I watched. Anonymous account, Jones said. But the town is roasting her. Folks are angry she called you abusive while she was the one cheating. I scrolled through the comments. People I barely knew were defending me and calling out her lies. Her story was coming apart in real time. There is more, Joan added. Brandon's real estate office had about 50 cancellations yesterday. Turns out people do not want a home wrecker listing their property. And Ashley's boss called her in this morning. Someone sent the security video of her making that bruise, plus those messages about framing you. Your guy Ethan kept his word. My phone rang. Ashley, Mike, we need to meet now. This has gone too far, she said. Someone is smearing me online. People are threatening me. My boss may fire me. You have to make it stop. I did not post anything. I did not call your boss, I said. You chose the affair. You chose the fake abuse. It was you or one of your friends. I will press charges for harassment. Go ahead. Sue the internet, I said. If you want to meet, it will be in a lawyer's office with representation. I am finished with private talks you can twist. She hung up. I knew she would call again. Manipulation had always been her first move. It was not working anymore. Back at Harris Electronics, customers phoned and stopped by to offer support. Word moved fast. By noon, Tyler burst in, out of breath. Boss, you have to see this. Brandon just got arrested. For what? Tax evasion. The Internal Revenue Service hit his office this morning. They found unreported deal money going back to the year 2019, he said. My cousin at the courthouse says it looks federal. Real time. Unexpected, but welcome. If Ashley touched any of his schemes, that mess might splash on her too. A call came from Officer Jason Miller. Heads up, he said. Ashley filed for a restraining order. She claims you were stalking her and threatening her through other people. The hearing is Monday morning. If the judge grants it, you will be ordered to stay away from her and from your own house. Can she do that temporarily? Yes. They are easy to get and hard to unwind. The good news is that you will get to present your evidence. Bring everything, photographs, messages, the security footage, and stay far away from her and the property this weekend. Do not give anyone an excuse. I thanked him and hung up. This was her endgame. Grab the house, control the story, and wear the victim label in court. It was a smart play. If I had not been documenting every step. I spent the weekend tightening my file. Photographs, messages, witness statements, police notes, security clips. A clean, simple timeline that even a tired judge on a Monday morning could follow. It was enough not only to block the order, but to show what she had been doing from the start. Sunday evening my phone lit up. Ethan was calling. "Mike, you should know Ashley cleaned out her office Friday," he said. "She took everything personal and deleted files. She is gone. She quit. Fired." That bruise video was the last straw. Before she left, she copied client lists and contacts and asked questions about our social media logins and the client database. "I think she is planning something ugly." Scorched earth. It fit the pattern. Burn every bridge rather than own a single mistake. Monday morning came gray and cold. I drove to the courthouse running every angle in my head, but I was ready. The hearing room was small. Ashley sat with a lawyer I did not recognize, pale but set. I sat alone with my binders. Judge Patricia Coleman, a no-nonsense woman in her 60s, called us to order. Ashley's lawyer went first. A story about an abusive husband spiraling out, erratic behavior, changed passwords, stalking, and harassment through social media. Then Ashley testified, tears and a tremble, telling the court she feared my violent tendencies. When it was my turn, I kept it steady and walked the judge through everything step by step. I laid out dated photographs of Ashley and Brandon Whitman together over several months. I showed the message threads where they talked about how to frame me. I queued up the security video of Ashley creating that bruise on her own arm. Judge Coleman studied each piece, asked me about how I obtained it, and pushed on authenticity and chain of custody. She zeroed in on the messages between Ashley and Kayla. "Mrs. Harris," the judge said, "do you recognize these messages?" Ashley's lawyer jumped up with an objection. Overruled. "Yes, Your Honor, but they are out of context." I was just what? The judge said. Discussing how to manufacture evidence of abuse. Ashley cracked. "He was controlling me. He changed our passwords. He monitored. After you began an affair and planned to divorce him while claiming he was abusive," the judge said. "According to this record, you intended to defraud him." 3 hours later, the ruling landed. Request denied. Judge Patricia Coleman referred the matter to the district attorney for possible charges, including filing false reports and perjury. Ashley left in tears. Her lawyer looked furious. I walked out lighter than I had felt in months. On Tuesday morning, Officer Jason Miller called. "Sit down," he said. "Ashley and Brandon were arrested last night." "For what?" "Insurance fraud," he said. "Remember that cabin Brandon used for his private getaways? It belongs to an elderly client in a nursing home. He used it without permission and then filed a bogus claim after a storm. Ashley went along, posed as the owner, and signed the paperwork. Because they sent forms by mail and used online filings, it is federal, mail fraud, and wire fraud. Brandon was already under investigation for tax evasion. He is staring at real prison time. Ashley has fewer counts, but they are still felonies. Her lawyer will likely beg for a plea and say she was manipulated." "Manipulated," I said. "Right. Yesterday's hearing materials are being added to the case file," Jason said. "That video of the bruise and the messages will not help her." After we hung up, I sat there for a long minute. In 1 week, Ashley had lost her job, her reputation, her boyfriend, and her freedom. The perfect plan she drew up collapsed under the weight of her own lies. I thought I would feel triumph. What I felt was empty. 20 years had been reduced to charges and public shame. Tyler came in with coffee and donuts, grinning. "Boss, you heard? It is all over town. People say Brandon has been running scams for years and Ashley helped. You do not look happy." I was not happy or gloating. It was just a mess. She was my wife. Even after everything, it hurt to watch her set fire to her own life. Tyler studied me. "You still love her." "I love the woman I believed I married 20 years ago," I said. "I am starting to accept she may never have existed. Ashley has been lying and working people her whole life. I refuse to see it." The day drifted by. I fixed a few machines and spent a lot of time listening to folks who stopped in to offer support and pass along the latest about the arrests. By closing time, I was worn out from answering questions and pretending I was fine with my wife's public crash. I was locking up when Kayla pulled into my lot, pale and shaky. "Mike, we need to talk." "I do not think that is smart," I said. You helped her lie about me for months. I know, and I am sorry, she said. Ashley is sick. She lied to me, too. She twisted me around the same way she did you. What do you want? She is looking at 2 to 5 years, maybe more if prosecutors tie her to Brandon's other scams. She has no money. Her family will not take her calls. She wants to see you, to apologize, to make things right. I really looked at Kayla, scared, ashamed, finally seeing her part. Ashley does not want to apologize, I said. She wants one last chance to pull me back in and squeeze help or forgiveness or support. That is her pattern. What if she is truly sorry? What if she is ready to tell the truth? Then she can tell it to her lawyer, a judge, or a therapist. She is not telling it to me. I am done being her victim. Kayla started to cry. I believed her when she said you were controlling and abusive. I thought I was helping a friend leave a bad marriage. You helped a friend crush an innocent man. There is a difference. I know that now. How do I make it right? Tell the truth, I said. When people ask about her lies, tell them what you know. She nodded and drove off, leaving me alone in the lot of the shop I built over 15 years, my name, my work. Ashley tried to wreck that with lies. I was still here. The business stood. Friends and customers had my back. Her smear job blew up on her. By Wednesday, her lawyer called, asking for a meeting about reconciliation and mutual support. I declined and referred him to my attorney. I had finally hired one to handle the divorce. On Thursday, we heard that Brandon took a plea on several fraud counts to cut his sentence. His cooperation would likely drag Ashley deeper. On Friday, Ethan called with an update. Ashley's former employer was pressing charges, theft of proprietary data, and an attempt to sabotage clients. She tried to lift their database to start a competing shop and fund her legal fight by stealing accounts. She never stops, he said. That is Ashley, I said. She thinks rules are for other people. He added that the prosecutor was in no mood for deals. They wanted to make an example. That weekend I went home. Her belongings were gone. Some she took herself, and some the police had seized. The place felt empty, but also light, like someone finally cracked a window. I walked the rooms. The kitchen where she kissed me goodbye while she planned betrayal. The bedroom where she sent messages to her lover inches from my shoulder. The living room where she practiced stories about my supposed abuse. Those memories did not own me anymore. Ashley faced prison. Brandon was finished, both professionally and financially. Kayla had started therapy, trying to face the guilt of helping spread the lies. Everyone who tried to erase me got erased by the truth instead. I did not engineer any of it. I just told the truth and kept records. That was enough. On Monday, I opened Harris Electronics like always. The phone lines filled up with customers who needed help. Honest work carried me through 20 years of marriage. It would carry me through whatever came next. Tyler came in with the morning rundown. Her arraignment got moved up, he said. Brandon is cooperating with federal agents. Kayla started therapy to deal with what she did. I brewed a fresh pot of coffee, flipped the sign to open, and went back to the bench. While I swapped a circuit board in Mrs. Patterson's microwave, Tyler asked me a hard question. Boss, do you ever think about what would have happened if you never found the affair? If Ashley pulled it off? I pictured it. I would probably be in jail right now or burning time and money fighting charges I did not deserve. She would have taken the house, the business, and the life we built. Brandon would move in and wear my shoes while I sat in a cell. That is scary, he said. She really mapped it out. She did, I said. But she made one mistake. What was that? She misjudged me. She still saw the easygoing husband from 20 years ago. Finding the truth changed me. I chose to fight. Tyler tilted his head. So what now? Are you going to start dating? Maybe find someone who does not try to frame you? I laughed for the first time in months. No rush. I am going to work on myself. I will fix my own house before I share it with anyone. You deserve better, boss. Way better. I do. Now I know it. The bell over the door rang, and Officer Jason Miller stepped in, calm as ever. Mike, got a minute? Sure. What is up? Ashley's sentencing is set for next month. The prosecutor wants to know if you plan to give a victim impact statement. I pictured standing there, listing the hurt while she listened. Then I let it go. No. Her actions speak louder than anything I could say. Jason nodded. Likely the right call. She is looking at 3 to 7 years as it is. Multiple felonies, plus the perjury tied to that restraining order mess. Your statement will not move the needle. After he left, I kept working, but my mind wandered to Ashley in a prison uniform. The same woman who chased image and status now eating off a tray. I could not feel sorry. She chose every step. She hurt people to get what she wanted. Consequences followed. That evening I sat on my back porch with a beer and watched the sun slide over the same town where she tried to erase me, and failed. My phone buzzed. This is Ashley. I am sorry for everything. I know you will never forgive me, but I needed you to know. I stared at the message, then deleted it. She had 20 years to tell the truth. She picked lies, betrayal, and cruelty. Now she was sorry. Too late. I finished my beer and locked up. Tomorrow would bring new customers and new broken things to set right. Ashley's chapter was closed. Whatever came next would be built on truth, steady work, and the hard-won fact that I am stronger than I ever knew. The underdog won. And it felt pretty good.